was a crazy month for the Eagles, you ain't seen nothing yet, because March is about to get nuts.
Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Dingbat! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. It is March 1st, the month free agency begins in the NFL. And if you thought February was crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet, because March is about to be nuts. I mean, we already got a lot going on. I was sitting at work today, I'm just looking at this stuff coming in going, oh my God, it's one thing after another. I just want to get home and do a video on it. There's like 3 or 4 things to talk about. So we're going to jump right into it, okay? First thing first, the Eagles tendered 3 players today. Alex Singleton, Greg Ward Jr., and Boston Scott. Now, what this means is the Eagles have exclusive rights to these guys. In essence, all they can pretty much do is take the Eagles offer or sit out the year. And if they take the Eagles offer, they play out this year, they could be restricted free agents next year. This is a smart move by the Eagles. This is something they had to do. Alex Singleton, Greg Ward Jr., Boston Scott, all young, all cheap, all with upside, okay? If you look at Alex Singleton last year, I thought out of the 3, he had the best year. He showed he could play. He kind of came out of nowhere. I think he needs to work on some curls. You know what I mean? Get a little bigger. Not Dak Anthony wears the fitness donut curls, but like real curls. Maybe get some arms and get a little bigger. I think he'll be good to go. But I like Alex Singleton. Greg Ward Jr., I thought he was going to have a better year in the slot last year than he did. But even though he didn't, part of that is the quarterback play. Part of it is the offense and just some of the stuff that they were doing. Whether he starts in the slot this year or he's on the bench, he's a good piece to have. So I love bringing back Greg Ward Jr. Boston Scott, in my opinion, another young guy who I see not as a second running back, okay? He had decent stats for a second running back last year when given the opportunity. But I don't see him as a second running back. I see him more as a third running back, more like a Darren Sproles, a guy that kind of come in, change the pace, kind of scat back kind of guy. You're not going to get a ton of carries. I like to see Miles Sanders as your 1, a bigger, more physical back as your 2, and then have Boston Scott as that Darren Sproles third back. That's how I would like to see it, okay? But you had to bring those guys back. It was very smart. It was cheap, and it was the right thing to do. So I'm glad those guys are coming back. So far, so good before free agency starts. Now, one guy we're not sure is going to be there is Derek Barnett. We're really not sure what the Eagles are thinking when it comes to Derek Barnett. There are reports today was Chad Forbes of Draft Bites. He was talking about how the Eagles aren't really shopping Derek Barnett, but they're listening to offers. One specifically, they've been engaging with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have inquired about him. There's been some discussion. Doesn't mean anything's coming. Doesn't mean the Eagles are going to shop him, but they're at least listening to offers. And why not? You save $10 million if you trade him. Me personally, if I could get like a 3rd round pick for Derek Barnett, I trade him. And I think you could. I think there's somebody out there that's going to look at him and say, he's young enough, he's had some injuries, let's keep him, let's bring him in, let's give him a try. He's worth a 3rd round flyer. That's what I'm hoping the Eagles could get for him. If I could get that, I would trade him. If I get a 4th round pick, I would trade Derek Barnett. I like Josh Sweat better. I think that Josh Sweat should get the majority of those reps. Derek Barnett, he's injured a lot. He really hasn't lived up to his 1st round billing. Do I think the Eagles are going to trade him? No. If I had to guess, they're going to look to give him an extension so they don't have to pay him that $10 million next year. Will that work? I don't know. The Eagles don't look, especially Howie. You think he wants to give up on another 1st round pick? He just traded Carson Wentz. You think now he wants to get rid of Derek Barnett? It's admitting a lot of faults, okay? So I'm not sure that they want to trade him. If it was me, it's something I would do. I can't pay Derek Barnett $10 million next year. I just can't do it. So they got to work either an extension or a trade out with him. But keep an eye on that, no question about it. Another crazy thing going on with the Eagles, or at least a rumor, a lot of speculation, is Marcus Mariota. Now, Mariota is due he's like $11 million, $11 million plus against the Raiders' salary next year, against their cap. If they cut him, he costs nothing in dead money. So they could cut him for nothing, get rid of him. A lot of people speculate that if he gets cut, the Philadelphia Eagles could be a possible landing spot for him. I think with his mobility and a lot of things he does, it would be kind of easy for the Eagles if they had to put him in for Jalen Hurts if he got hurt. You don't really have to change the offense that much. Mariota, to me, is a major NFL disappointment. I really thought him coming out of college, I thought he was going to be really a good quarterback. I really do. And he's actually showed flashes that he could be. I just always wonder if he didn't have the right teaching early in his career. But if the Eagles could get him as a backup, to me, that would be huge. I would love to get Marcus Mariota as a backup to Jalen Hurts. I'm all for that. I think he could be a good backup, a viable backup. And he's not going to threaten Jalen Hurts for that starting job. I don't think Hurts has to look over his shoulder with Mariota. And he could come in and win a few games for you. And they don't have to change the offense that much because he's mobile and he can run. So I like the idea of Marcus Mariota possibly coming to Philly if everything happens, if he gets cut and things like that. We don't know what's going to happen. There's just a lot of people think that because him and Carson share the same agent and the Eagles are used to Carson's agent, that it may be an easy match, easy business to do. So keep your eye on Marcus Mariota. That would be pretty interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. I'm just, for me, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm up and all this stuff is coming in. I'm going, I can't wait till lunch break because I'm going to run home and do a video on it. And that's exactly what I'm doing, doing now. We just saw J.J. Watt. He just signed a 2-year, $31 million deal, $23 million guaranteed to go to the Arizona Cardinals. How about that? The Arizona Cardinals. That surprises me. It really does, because I thought J.J. Watt would look to go to a team who's closer to contending for a title. Now, maybe he thinks the Cardinals can contend. I don't know. I think they're a little farther away. I think a team like Green Bay or somebody like that would have been a perfect fit. But J.J. Watt goes to the Cardinals. Hey, it's going to be a crazy month. Going to be an absolute crazy month. And I got to tell you this. I hope my month of March, I hope it's off to a good start, because you wouldn't believe what happened to me, right? This morning, we'll start last night. Last night, I get one of my AirPods, right? And sometimes I do this. I'll get one of my AirPods, I'll put it in, I'll go on YouTube, I'll find some conspiracy theory show to fall asleep to, right? I can't have silence when I go to sleep. To me, I come from a family where I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I come a big Italian family. When I don't hear noise, if I don't hear noise, something's wrong. Noise to me means everything's fine. When it's quiet, it's bad. And I cannot sleep when it's quiet. So I always have to have something on. So I put on a conspiracy theory show, right? It was UFOs shutting down nuclear missile sites and things like that. Pretty interesting, right? And my YouTube channel, it's on autoplay, right? So I fall asleep after the show and it just keeps playing whatever it's playing all night long. All night long, it's just playing videos. Till this morning, when I wake up, when I hear this noise, it's the sawing of wood. And then I hear a guy sanding wood. And it's Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes. I'm waking up to a Mark Holmes video. And he's bitching about Dak Prescott. Oh, Dak, don't go to Washington. And then he's crying about starting a keto channel. Somebody told him to start a keto channel. Start a keto channel, Mark. Okay? Start it. You have Michael Anthony. Well, I'm sorry. Dak Anthony wears a fitness. He's in the corners like this, snoring away. He's asleep. Mark is sanding the wood, cutting the wood. And I'm going, this is how I start my March? This is crazy. This is the first thing I hear. Mark Holmes sanding wood to start March. I hope that's not a bad thing to come. I hope it's not bad luck. I hope it don't mean anything. I'm going to have to go soak myself in vinegar or something, because waking up to a Dallas Cowboy fan sanding and cutting wood is not how I want to start this month of March. No way, no how. But it is what it is. With that said, take care, talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.